The Power Rangers franchise aired for 30 years and basically became part of pop culture. Most people in the West are familiar with this franchise, and although many may only remember Mighty Morphin, this is not the audience's fault. Despite all the success the franchise enjoyed for so long, the series has been a failure for a long time, and this is what we are going to analyze. First, we must define what kind of failure Power Rangers had, as there are different types of failures in life, and the reality is that this franchise was not a failure in all aspects. We can even say that Power Rangers has had more successes than failures, but that does not mean that its failure is not important. The failure we are talking about is the lack of popularity the franchise has had in the last 15 years, as the series gradually declined. We know that some fans will comment that some seasons of Power Rangers were very successful in the last 15 years, and you are right, but if the franchise were not failing, then they would never have had to do a reboot. The reboot is the most compelling proof that the Power Rangers franchise was already mired in failure, and this is not an opinion, it is a fact. We must remember that Power Rangers is a product, and all products must make a profit. If a product does not make a profit, then it is a failure and must be modified or eliminated altogether. We know that Power Rangers is not a total failure since Hasbro has not eliminated the franchise completely, but has decided to modify it in order to squeeze out its full potential. This means that the franchise has many good things going for it, a large audience, and a great opportunity to be an excellent product that can generate profits. Dear Power Rangers fans, don't be offended, this is not an attack on the franchise, this is a truth that many do not want to accept and do not understand that, in order to improve, sometimes we have to accept our failures. If a product is making a lot of money, the owners would never change that product because what works is never changed. I'll be honest about this, the failure of Power Rangers does not mean that the seasons were a bad product, it's just that there are very specific things about the franchise that no longer worked. The first problem is the type of audience Power Rangers was aimed at, children. For several years now, we have seen a trend created by technology, which is that children no longer watch the same content. This audience also doesn't use the same platforms they used to, as YouTube is now the king of children's content, and shorts are the new way to consume content for that audience. Another problem this franchise has had is the low budget they've invested, which is quite obvious since, without as much revenue, it's a very high risk. It's like a wheel, the content generates little revenue because little money is invested in it, but little money is invested in it because it generates little revenue. Having such a low budget has affected the quality of the product, and although the last few seasons have had very good visual quality, it could really be better. The next point was resolved and demonstrated in the Cosmic Fury season, which is that the franchise should have moved away from Super Sentai a long time ago. Many will disagree with this because they love Super Sentai and it was what helped Power Rangers in the beginning, but everything has changed. The Japanese audience is very different from the American audience, and there are many things they could have done differently if Power Rangers had broken away from Super Sentai. This was demonstrated in Cosmic Fury, as that season had very little of Super Sentai and the format they used was much better. The story, format, style, and drama of that season were much better because the writers and producers had more creative freedom when they were separated from Sentai. Power Rangers had 30 years of success, but at the same time, it was slowly failing and was no longer a series that generated adequate profits, so now it's time to restart everything to take advantage of the potential of this franchise. Write your opinion about the trajectory of this franchise in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more Power Rangers analysis.